Well, I'm not going to say any bank names, but I just pulled a report of a prominent bank. Their average savings, if you have $1 million sitting in one of their accounts, they're going to give you less than 1%.
Oh wow.
Well, they don't have my money in there anymore. What about you?
Yeah, no, my money. I'm
Yeah,
coming.
right.
I'm coming tomorrow. I'm coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
But here's how the bankers rule work. If they're, let's just say they're going to give you 3%.
Okay.
If you take the number 72, you divide by 3. 72 divided by 3 is 24. So if you had $1,000 sitting in that account, it's going to take 24 years for it to double to 40,000. So what if they give you 1%? 72 divided by 1 is 72.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 72 years for it to double.
Wow.
But on the other hand, you put your money there, they put it in something that's going to give them 12, 15, 20, 30% on the money.
Mm-hmm.
Credit cards, loans, whatever. They're going to loan you the money, charge you 12% interest, or they double that money. 72 divided by 12 is 6. That money is going to double every 6 years for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a credit card at 30%, now the money's going to double every year and a half, you know?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
those are the money games that you need to understand. So what the banks want you to do is get the debt.
Mhm.
But they're making all this money. So let's say, for example, let me give you some numbers. Let's say you're working with $10,000. You put it in a bank that's going to give you 3%. Over a 48-year period, you have $40,000. But if they got 12% rate of return over that same 48-year period, $10,000, you don't add another penny to it, that $10,000 is going to go to $2.5 million. So they give you $40,000.
Mhm.
Where's the rest of that money?
Is that wow?
Yeah. And
Wow.
so that's, now think about it. How many people have their money sitting in banks, credit cards, car loans, everything?
Mhm.
We finance our lives today. Most middle class folks do.
Right.
We
Right.
finance our lives. So now you go to work for 40, 50 hours a week, you get your paycheck, these banks got the money out. Give me my money, right?
Exactly.
And so you
Yeah,
give them the money and then you're broke. And so you go to work and do it all over again.
Right.
So that's known as the rat race. I don't know if you ever heard Robert Kiyosaki talk about that. We get into a rat race where we go to work so we can get a paycheck, so we can pay our bills, then we're broke and we go back to work and do it again.
Exactly.
And we do that for 30 to 40 years of our life.
Yes.
Now at the end of 40 years, now you're old, you have no more ideas, the job is done with you.
Right.
There's nothing else. So now they kick you to the curb. You have no more money and you never made your money work for you. There you go. Now you're considered poor, you know.
Wow.
And so you got to understand that money game. So that's what we mean by understanding how to money game. So the proper way to do that is to understand the financial principles you need to follow. A good rule of thumb is you need to save at least 10%, a minimum of 10% of your income. Before you pay your bills, before you pay, go out and do whatever you do with your money, take 10% of your money and put it to work. And that's how you start your financial program.
So a lot of these banks, so the credit card company actually needs to be paying my wife. She needs to be on the payroll because the money that she spends on credit cards alone.
Exactly.
Well, let me change the subject.
Yeah,
She might be watching.
She might be watching. Craig, you gotta go home.
or Robert, let me ask you: is investing in the stock market a good idea given the economy that we're facing right now?
Absolutely.
All right, tell us why.
The stock market is what makes our world goes round.
Mhm.
You have Verizon, what people need to invest their money in stuff they use every day. If you got, how many people have cell phones? Just about everybody. How many people have cable TVs?
Just about everybody.
How many people drive cars?
Everybody.
So you buy the car, you put the gas in the car, everything that goes in the car you bought, right?
Exactly.
So in spite of what's going on in the economy, somebody's making some money because we're
Right.
buying the stuff, right?
Right.
You, as a consumer, have the ability to be a part owner in those companies that you're using every day.
Mhm.
So when you talk about putting money in the stock market, what happens is most people, they go by what they see on the TV. Oh, we have a bad economy, the stock market dropped, I lost a lot of money here. They hear all the horror stories. What we teach people is the conservative. Our way is kind of boring, but it's a foolproof way. During your accumulation time, when you're working, say from your early 20s to like your 60s or 50s, it's all about discipline. It doesn't matter what the stock market is doing at that time.
Right.
So So if you understand that, if you say, okay, I'm going to put $100 a month away, in spite of what the stock market is doing, the market is going to go up, the market is going to go down. If you were going to go shop at your favorite store,
Right.
would you go shopping when the prices are at regular price, or would you go shopping when the prices are low?
When it's low.
When they're low,
On
right?
sale.
Yeah. You do the same thing with your money. See, a lot of people think when they're putting their money in the stock market, they're saving money. You're not saving money. You're buying something. You're buying stocks.
Right.
So you want to buy that stock at a low price. You don't want to buy it at a high price. So during your what's called your accumulation phase, you want to buy as much stock as you can when the stock market is low, because you're buying a whole lot of shares.
Right.
Now, later on in life, when you get close to retirement, yeah, you can't really afford to take those hits anymore, so now you need to make some adjustments on your money. But if during your working years, you've bought a lot of shares, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, the stock price is going to be different.
Right.
And you got all these shares you can cash in, and you're going to have a
Right.
pretty decent retirement.
Right. Well, you have some people that say that they don't trust certain investors to handle their own money. They want to
Right.
invest themselves. Do you recommend someone investing their own money themselves rather than having an investor do it for them?
Yeah, if you have the financial education to do so. The problem is, remember, we're dealing with mainstream families.
Right.
They don't understand the stock market. They don't understand dollar cost averaging. So in their case, they need to have a financial professional. But if you know what you're doing, then yeah, by all means, there's more money you can save instead of having to pay somebody. You can do it yourself.
Right.
But just make sure that the person you're dealing with is credible, because there are some people out there that have some shady investments and things going on.
Sure.
You want to make sure that the person is properly licensed, probably has a clientele base that you can reach out to and get some references and things like that.
Right.
So what are so what are the steps people need to take to win at the money game?
Okay, so it begins first with the mindset of saving, taking 10% of your money, a minimum of 10% of your money, taking that money and if you follow these 6 steps, you'll be fine. The first step is the foundation of your financial house is income protection. Protect your income. Because I don't care if you save for your college, your retirement, getting out of debt. If you die tomorrow, none of that stuff is going to take place, and your family is financially devastated. It'll wipe out everything. So protecting your income is first. That's through term life insurance. Second thing you need to do is establish an emergency savings. You need emergency savings of at least 3 to 6 months of savings. You want to get $1,000 in there as fast as possible, because $1,000 will just about handle any kind of emergency that comes about. But as you're building that, then you want to build it till you have like 3 to 6 months of your income saved up. Once you have 6 months of your income set up, there's no longer a need for you to put any more money in that account, because it's going to generate its own money.
Right.
So that's just immediate money. You're not going to earn a whole lot of interest on that money. That's just emergencies, okay? And then the next thing is to eliminate the debt. Get rid of all your debt, because you cannot become financially independent if you get rid of debt. And you don't have to add extra money. That's a mistake a lot of people make too. They add extra money to their debt. If you have the extra money to do that, that's fine. That will accelerate a lot faster. But you can take the same amount of money that you're already using and just follow a plan. It's called a debt stacking plan, to show you how to eliminate those debts one at a time.
Right.
And you can, if you have a 30-year mortgage and you follow a debt stacking plan, you can have that mortgage paid off in 10 years or less. No more money coming out of your pocket. And then the next thing is take care of your retirement. Okay, the retirement is the most important thing before the kids' college funds and all that other stuff. You need to take care of yourself first. Okay, so you want to have an adequate. And when it comes to retirement, if your job is giving you 401k and they're matching money, you need to take that first. So that's free money. And a lot of people don't understand the 401ks at work. They're thinking if I invest in my 401k, it's taken away from my take-home pay. It's not.
Right.
They're already taking money out of your check for taxes.
Right.
You have the authority to say, I don't want that money going to my taxes now. I'll pay it later. Take that money, put it in my 401k.
Right.
So you're not using your take-home pay for that. Okay.
Right.
And then the next one then is what we call your dream account. Kids' college, you want to buy a new home, maybe vacation, whatever. You have an account set up for that.
Right.
And then once you have all that, when you get into retirement, then you put it into, there's investment vehicles out there that are designed to protect your money,
Right.
where you don't lose it. So So there it is. So you got your income protection, your emergency savings,